Welcome everyone to AED&D. It is Friday, and we are playing the Tales of Barntome. We just did the raid last week, no, 2 weeks ago, and introduced my new character since Sara Snow left. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
it's a very generalized version of what happened. Yes.
Um, but anyways, yeah, we're moving on to see what the member has today. He can give more of a recap on what actually happened because yeah, that's his job. So I'll throw it over to him, and he can do that.
Okay. So Bork was mostly correct. Last week, Drucilla decided that she was going to possibly chase after Sara. If she could catch up with her, that'd be great. If not, then she would just go her own way. On her way out of the city, she saw a new person sitting on a bench and decided in passing to tell this person to leave the city before bad things happen to him, which sparked a conversation between the two where Drusilla, even though being advised by her quote unquote master, Zern, to be alone and study in mountains, grow powerful while hiding, decides to talk. How the hell do you pronounce your new name?
From Tech Dralasar.
Yeah, that dude. Contact Dralasar. Drusilla talks him into joining her in her travels to the southeast, but last minute decides to change their destination to the south. So they are hopping on a carriage that will be taking them to a small town about, I'm sorry, about halfway between the capital of Golden Hill and the growing city of the Lizard City. Why Drusilla decided to head down that way again, no one knows, but that is the path they are going. I think we left off with them getting on the carriage, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yep, that's where we left off. I did originally come, try and get Sara, just like, hey, find out what's going on with Sara. It's just like, I got my spine ran yellow, thinking of the dangers that she's probably facing in that direction. I'm like, it better not. Lizard Village is this way. Maybe they know where there's a library. They're civilized after all. Better than the capital. That was my reasoning. Now, I guess since Kromtek's going this way, I'll see if he's full of shit while I'm on my way there as well.
Okay.
100%.
For everybody out there streaming, YouTube, and podcast, this will be the last tale of Barntome for a bit.
Dun,
We
dun,
will be switching
dun.
over to Donnie Danger's campaign of Powerless. Now, I say this early for two reasons. One, this is going to be a pretty short session. It's just going to be a little bit of role playing, maybe a battle or two to let Bork kind of phase into Cromtech a little bit, but not too much, since I will be not DMing for a while after this. But just to give everybody a taste of the new character and
Field
let Bork
test.
get a taste of his new character. Exactly, a field test. But other than that, this is going to be a relatively short session due to me giving the reins over to Donnie Danger after this.
Hey yo, superhero D&D campaign next week. Well, very soon.
It's called Powerless, even though we all have superpowers.
Yeah, there was a reason for that a long time ago. It's not so relevant now.
You just kept the name.
Yeah, I just kept the name.
Like I said, I wanted to put that out there for everybody. Don't expect too much on this one.
Also,
It's just
comment
gonna
in
be
chat what you're drinking today, or in the comments below, or
what he
tweet
said.
me. I don't give a shit. Just Send me alcohol to drink.
Straight up vodka right here on ice. Make it not bite so hard.
What is it? It's Rebel something. It's bourbon. The weeded bourbon,
Water.
apparently.
And you can tell I'm the one with a kid. I drink water.
Gotta stay hydrated.
I have a kid right here. A fur
The dog
baby.
does not count.
Hey,
I'm also drinking New Glarus Moon Man on the
No.
side.
no.
Since vodka's gross, gotta have something to go with it. I feel bad for you,
Get
Kenny.
back. Why do you feel bad for me?
Not being able to just casually drink whenever you want.
I was never really much of a casual drinker anyway. I only drink socially,
Oh,
so it's not that big of a deal for me. I've always been a social drinker.
I don't feel bad for you.
You shouldn't. Hey, you good, Bork?
Yeah, my dog just grabbed something out of the trash. So
I figured it was
our
something like that.
trash lid, like we had one a cheap one from Walmart that you just hit the button and the top popped up. Yeah, that one. The top thing won't stay down anymore. So I had an old Johnsonville sausage package in there that he could smell, so he grabbed that. Unsmartingly, brought it in here to chew on it instead of chewing on it while he was in a different room.
Dogs aren't really known for their foresight.
No, they're really smart, just in different ways. At least he is. But all right,
Get the session going before I pass out.
so where are we? Where are we going?
You guys are just outside of the east gate. You're going to be heading south. You're in the carriage. It's just the two of you. Nobody's really traveling right now with the raid having ended yesterday. They're all kind of rebuilding and regrowing. So like I said, you're in a carriage. It's traveling along slowly. There's nothing really much going on right now, so you're welcome to chat with each other or do you.
Karam's doing, but I'm gonna try and just study up on recipes on my enchanting book, trying not to pay attention to this weirdo I just met. I don't know
Are
you.
you personally invited on the trip with you?
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm just gonna find out once we get further south whether he's full of it or not.
I wanted to
So
check.
I'm kind of like a little standoffish with you right now.
I wanted to sit there and keep reading my book because I mean, I've read this book 100 times, or 30 times, but I want to look back in it and see what I have to do towards the south, or what the landmarks are in the south. And while doing that, I want to make it more look like I'm doing that. I want to detect thoughts on Drucilla.
Please no bandits. Please no ambushes. Please let nothing happen
He's not
during
even
this
paying
trip.
attention. It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry. I thought you guys were role playing together, so I kind of zoned out for a second.
You just zone out when people are
did.
role playing? That's the
I
time
did.
to pay attention.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
I could
What?
see it because I was asking for his response and something, and he just didn't even phase him. Okay,
What
so
I missed.
I'm reading the book that I've read 30 times, but I'm refreshing myself since now we're going to the south of the capital. Specifically, I want to read it to figure out the landmarks I need to look out for towards the south.
Okay.
But while I'm doing this, I want to detect thoughts on Drucilla.
Okay, so roll your charisma versus Drucilla's wisdom,
We don't have wisdom.
intelligence, whatever. The mind stats.
I thought it was charisma for your campaign.
Not for mind things. It's charisma for Bork because he's a sorcerer and his spells are based on his charisma. It's
Okay,
wisdom
well,
for intelligence for you because you are a mage.
okay, so what is it for your
Not a
campaign?
perception check. It's not a perception check. It's a different kind of check.
Pardon, what is it for your campaign?
You said intelligence. For
Oh,
you.
okay.
For you.
All right.
Because you're intelligent. Yeah, it would be wisdom, but for this one, it's intelligence.
That's why that's not working. I was on the Twitch.
14.
I rolled a 17.
God bless America. Why am I pushing so many weird buttons? So, Drucilla, what are you thinking?
I'm really hoping nothing happens during this ride. I hope the guy sitting across from me isn't crazy. I hope we don't get ambushed. I'm just don't want any drama. I'm I've had it up to here with drama. You know, I could go for a quiet weekend. I want to get to a library. I want to read books. I want to get stronger. That's all.
Okay. Um. At this moment, I'll chime in and be like, wait, gotta get in the character. So, what have you been to this city that we're going to,
Uh,
or what type of settlement is it?
I take my eyes away from the book I'm reading. I just say, Lizard Village. You haven't heard of them? They're way cooler than the capital. I mean, they're also assholes, but
My dear.
surprised you don't know about them.
Um, I mean, understandable. I'm assuming it's a well-known city. I'll remind you, I just got off a boat yesterday.
Oh,
I just arrived to this here continent yesterday. I stayed at the inn in the town we were just at last night. Um,
um,
but yeah, I know really nothing about this continent besides what's in this book here.
DM, do I know of lands outside of the continent that this whole campaign is taking place on?
No, you were born and raised in this area.
Have I
So
heard tales of lands outside of it?
not really. Not that I know of, to be honest. Um, haven't really explored outside because being born and raised in Barntome, you understand the basic magical perimeter around your area that doesn't allow people in or out. That you've heard rumors of people who've survived coming to this continent from the water and survived the storm, but you personally don't know anything about them or the area.
Okay, my interest is piqued. I raise an eyebrow. I'm like, oh, well, I'll be glad to tell you more about Lizard Village once we get to wherever it is you are heading to the south. You know, after that, I'll tell you more once we find out what you got going on there. If you're, you know, honest about that. But tell me more about where you come from. So I don't know anything about what's over there across the sea.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable. I come from a kind of larger continent. I'd say roughly about the same size as this one. Um, a lot rougher in terms of landscape wise. Like it's not like this area I can tell is pretty flat, and that the where I'm from is a lot more rocky. You know, some little plains, but um lots of dense population. So the city is very being in a city is very common. Like this open expanse that we're crossing is not. It's dare I say foreign to me.
Huh, very interesting. Pardon me one moment and don't interrupt me. Zern, do you know anything about this other landmass?
Uh, he was not expecting this. Yeah, he says yes. He says he's traveled throughout the world, and in his time, it wasn't so hard when he was young. It wasn't as hard as it is now to travel out of Barntome It wasn't until a great disaster that the encirclement trapped everybody inside Barntome.
Circlement, so we can't go there if we wanted to,
Without finding a way to break the magic, no.
but they can come here.
Only if they survive. I'm sure this lad went through something terrible in order to get across the ocean to this continent, whether he claims to have or not.
Very intriguing. Was this encirclement before or after that little time skip thing that we don't really talk about?
Just long before you were even born.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Zern. I put him back, and I just look at Kromtech to see if he reacts to me talking to my sword at all.
Oh, I'm not phased by it.
Oh, okay. Very
I'm
cool.
not taking much notion to you. Like I said, I'm reading my book, and you can tell that Kromtech is really into the book. Like he's studying it almost like he has an exam coming up.
I kind of just nod my head. Great, this trip is going perfectly. No drama whatsoever. I love it. It's the best carriage ride I've ever had. I smile and get back to reading my book.
So you're gonna sit there and read your book?
Yep.
You're both reading books?
At this point, I actually want to look out of the carriage and look around.
So, as you're driving by, you see plains, rolling hills. You guys are only a little ways outside of the capital at this point, and you're still traveling down a well-beaten path. You can see some off in the distance, away from the roads. You see some ruins, clearly burnt down homes, and barely there structures, as well as a tall standing tree among the ruins. It seems to be out of place among all this flat land and damaged areas. This tree seems out of place, but you keep rolling on by and roll right past it.
I just remark, stay away from the capital. Whatever you're seeing out there, it's not going to bother you.
I want to take a mental note of where that tree is, since it look like you said, it looks out of place.
You can tell it's directly south from the south entrance, which is not right now, buddy. Which is odd to you. It seems strange that it would be directly south, but
it kind of
from where
triggers something that I should. It reminds me of something, but I don't know what yet. So I just keep a mental note of it.
Yeah. But you guys travel. Sorry.
I want to go to Drucilla, while we're still going, and be like, so tell me about your goal of going south, well, southeast or west, is to find your lost acquaintance. Tell me about him.
Well, buddy.
She's a bit of a fool. She rushed okay, you're a stranger to these lands, so you probably don't know about the raids. They're kind of a big deal. There's somebody here who controls legions of minions. I don't know how they got control of these legions of minions. And whoever they are, they're somewhere southeast of the capital, which is where my companion decided to rush off to.
Southwest.
Southwest. Southwest of the capital, which is where my companion decided to rush off to. Like an idiot. I told her she was an idiot. She did it. And I'm not going that way. You can bet I'm not going that way because I saw what they did at the Capitol. You see everything out there? Whoever's running that shit show, not somebody I want to mess with, not right now. And not somebody she should have chose to rush off after. It was ridiculous, preposterous. I'll have nothing to do with it, and you shouldn't have anything to do with it either if you know it's good for you.
I mean, that has more. That has less to say about your comrade than you think. But okay, since you brought that up, where about are you headed? What is your purpose that you're going for?
You know, uh, I really want to brag about being a Dark Lord of Ultimate Evil and stuff, but did I
Why
say
would Drucilla change now?
you can probably see Crom. I'm like I'm kind of gritting my teeth. I really want to say I'm going to attain ultimate power and take over the world. There, I said it.
Oh, excellent, excellent. That is what I like to hear. What is okay? So going back, what is your plan?
Oh,
Any person trying to take over the world or has taken over the world has a plan. Like you're headed to the south. What part of your plan is that addressing? You initially said you were headed to, find your lost acquaintance and hope she survives, maybe. I don't know. You didn't really elaborate on your relationship with her, but what purpose are you headed south or south, wherever?
uh, I, okay, yeah. Well, backtrack a little bit. I do hope she survives. Not so important because that's not where we're going. Southwards, I hope to study at a library, not get killed, and learn all sorts of crazy magic from the tomes that the lizard people probably aren't smart enough to glean magic from. They've
Ah,
got to have a record or a library of vast knowledge.
so you're a magic wielder, and your magic is more come by your studying and your mastery of ancient tombs to acquire new abilities.
More or less, I'm something of a prodigy. Yeah, that's right.
Uh, well, what do you know now?
I can create a giant molten orb that can engulf a battlefield with ease. I can.
Shh, that's child's play. Well, what now?
I. Well, I can engulf my hand in electricity powerful enough to inflict death upon a single touch.
Okay, still seems pretty basic.
I have a powerful and dreadful skeletal minion who will do my bidding and smite my foes at a single mention of such desire.
I would love to
Can't
meet
wait to
this
see
one.
that fail.
Uh, as she goes about that, I would like to be like, I'm like, okay, I would like to meet this skeleton minion that summonal minion that you have, servant. Sorry.
Pretty soon, maybe, but you're intriguing me more the more I hear you talk. I've never heard anyone react in such a way when I emote my ambitions as such. Are you
I at
for
that point I want to jump in and be like, well, I mean that's the most advanced thing that you've mentioned so far. And as she's saying this, I want to like spawn a fireball in my hand and kind of like juggle it with one hand and be like, yeah, I mean, you have electricity. I mean, I can do this hand seed trick with this, little flame ball, and I extinguish it. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. You said something about that fire or molten or whatever you called it. I want to hit flame sphere outside the summon flame sphere outside of the carriage and shoot it off in a direction. The sphere itself is going to be like equal to the size of the carriage or bigger. But I want to do it like outside and push it away. Kind of showing that like I have basic spells too.
Mm-hmm.
And follow up with like, so yeah, the skeletal servant is a one I'm not. It seems more advanced, so I'd like to see that one.
Wait 1 moment. I raised my finger. Skeletal servant. Later, I raised my hand outside the window. I summon molten orb to engulf his sphere of fire. It's like 30 feet in diameter.
Okay.
Does it swallow it?
My orb is rolling away at this point.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna say, you know what? Yours is rolling away, but I'm gonna Owen roll. Sorry, Donnie roll a d20 plus your intelligence. What, buddy? Yeah, of course.
19.
Okay, so you do manage to cast your molten orb in the way of his fire sphere. So you cast it at just the right place, and the sphere kind of rolls into your orb and gets absorbed in the fire. Doesn't really do much besides show that you got a bigger fireball.
That's all I wanted to show. See, Cromtech, the difference between petty sorcerers and dark lords. A little bit of theatricality.
At this point, I want to say in her head, but what does that prove?
You do that. You use your telepathic link, and you say in her brain that.
You're looking at me. I'm, kind of like stone faced. I still haven't seen your servant and everything, and no mouth moving, and then all of a sudden you hear in your head, but what does that prove?
I kind of just like stop. Like I was about to like do like a maniacal cackle at my like molten orb absorbing this thing. I'm just like stop like mid smirk. I'm like, and my eyes kind of just like drift and like look straight into his eyes. I'm like, what the hell was that? Did you talk without moving your mouth?
I say, I mean, your fireball is cool, but it looks stationary. I mean, it's large, but is that it? Mine at least rolls on the ground. Like, it might not be as big, but it's mobile. That adds way more to it than just size alone.
Okay, you must be a ventriloquist or something. I try to regain my composure. It's big. It can swallow an army of approaching, fools who dare challenge me.
At this point, I want to summon firewall all along the road. Like, not along the road, but like off into a distance. It's a line from like me out in a direction. I'm like, I'm good when it comes to armies.
Make sure you guys are taking MP out for your brazen casting.
Yeah, oh, but I get to add cast, don't I?
All right. Clearly you're proficient in magic, and maybe that
I'm sorry, what was that? I clicked the wrong button.
So clearly you're proficient in some sorceries, and that wasn't as impressive to you as I thought it would be, but what other tricks might you have up your sleeve?
Oh, you can see those as soon as I get to see your skeletal servant.
He's a minion so dreadful, your eyes will melt right all over your skull of fear when you see him.
At that point, since she mentioned fear, I want to look her dead in the eyes, almost like intimidatingly, and be like, "What do you know?" Or I won't be afraid. Or wait, how do I want to? Yeah, I want to be like, "I won't be afraid. What do you know about fear?"
Is this telepathic?
No, I'm saying it, but like,
Are you purposely trying to actually cause fear, or are you just trying to be scary? Because if you actually are trying to cause fear, I'm going to have you roll charisma against his charisma. What, buddy?
sure, why
I'll do
not?
what you're talking about. Okay, so roll charismas, both of you.
I,
And whoever's, if Bork is higher, then you will have scared Drucilla. If Drucilla is higher, she'll have resisted the fear.
I wasn't planning on causing fear. She was saying like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna cause you to be scared," and I'll be like, "Yeah, right." If you knew what I kind of want to like give the impression, like if you knew what I knew, there's not a lot that would scare me.
I get where you're coming from, but at the same point, that's why I asked if you wanted to actually cause a
Uh,
physical reaction of
I
fear.
failed, but yeah,
13 on my end.
I got a 7.
So
Okay, so
even still,
I kind
hold
of
on, hold on. Even though you did not actually put a fear in Drusilla, which Drusilla is welcome to roleplay in just a minute, um, you still put the gravity in your voice, and you're still very much, like very deep and kind of crunchy. I don't know why I said crunchy, but I did.
That works for me.
full of depth.
Yeah, that works.
Anyways, I can sense this Kromtech fellow isn't the chump I initially thought he was, just by his tone of voice and the way he carries himself. And I say, tell me this, ventriloquist, if that's what you are. Can you read this? And I project um, the last few memories I have of the battlefield, the people like dying horribly, the legions of minions overwhelming the positions, and just all the awful things that just happened not too long ago.
Like you actually projecting it, or like you
I'm
describing it?
trying to make the thought very vivid in my head and inviting you to read it if you can. I don't know how mind reading works.
I guess I'll detect thought if on her. Because apparently, like she's remembering it, but not like projecting it like on the landscape or whatever. So I'll detect thoughts to see what she's thinking of. Oh, it's 13.
You ask what I know of fear. I know a few things.
Um, do I just automatically succeed since she's giving it? Oh,
Yeah, if she's willing to give it up, you succeed. I was gonna give it to you anyway, but yeah.
oh, okay, okay. So I look into your brain, and I can see what you're thinking about, and I take it in. Take a couple deep breaths to keep calm, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that would that does seem like a fearful position you were put in.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Not a good time.
But I mean, at the same point, you talk that this skull's a servant's gonna strike fear in me, but I'm still here, not stricken of fear.
Okay. Once we get near our stop. We'll get outside. My skeletal servant makes kind of a mess.
No. I haven't said anything about you guys getting anywhere near your stop. I've been letting you roleplay while you're driving along. There are other
Okay.
plans to be had.
I wasn't implying that we postpone until the stop. Just I kind of just didn't. I'm trying to
I was not gonna postpone until we stop. I'm having way too much fun here.
yeah, I'm trying to deflect. I'm trying to like get out of showing him how pathetic my minion is.
Hey, go for it. Keep role playing. I'm not arguing with your role playing. I'm just
Um,
saying you guys are nowhere near your stop, so that's not an option.
my minion is quite terrible, and it will make a mess of this carriage. And while I am evil beyond doubt, beyond belief, I am not a mess maker. I am not rude. I won't do that to the driver of this carriage.
Fair enough. So let's go back to the
I sigh.
original.
I swipe my forehead in relief.
Let's go back to the original question. Regardless whether or not you could summon your servant outside the carriage or not, who was your last acquaintance? Sara, I believe you said. Like, what was she like? What was she to you? Like,
She was. I mean, at this point, my estimation of Cromtech's character is high enough. I feel unashamed in saying, okay, actually saying, Cromtech, she was a lot braver than I was.
oh,
Between the two of us, I wanted her to be my minion so much. But I think that's because deep down I knew if I ever achieved my dream, she would be the hero that would oppose me. I couldn't bear to strike her down.
so you connected with her. Very nice. I mean, acquaintances, true acquaintances, should connect with one another.
Yeah, they should.
How long were you traveling with this acquaintance of yours?
A long time. Very much as long as I've had the power that I have. As long as I remember having the power of Mount Malefic at the tips of my fingers, I've known her. I kind of reminisce, and I, I don't ramble as much as I usually do. I'm kind of just thinking about Sara right now. Yeah, I've known her for a long time.
Fascinating. Quite fascinating, actually. So then you guys, went on some adventures. I'm just speculating here. Went on some adventures, end up making your way back to this town. You decide to try to help it from what I'm getting from you, and then she just ran away?
I think she had a plan. She's always got a plan. I want to think she has one now, but I just can't feel good about this. The forces we faced there that last day, every raid that came before it too, whatever she's running into, she's not ready for. I can't imagine her being ready for it. She's one of the most competent people I've ever known, and I just can't fathom what she's running towards.
So she didn't just run away to escape. She, from the sounds of like it, her goal or her intent was to end it at the source type of thing.
I would imagine she's it's hard to peg her, but I would say she's more the hero type. Like a lone ranger or something. She probably thinks she can fix this on her own.
Whether on her own or doing the drastic thing, both can have varying consequences. But
The drastic thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like, a lot in time you've had revolutions happen. It's the drastic thing. Like you push people to the brink for so long, and all of a sudden, instead of them tolerating and just dealing with what's going on, they snap back. And it sounds like your friend here has decided to snap back, which a lot of, in if history repeats itself, a lot of times it cuts the head off the snake, if you know what I mean.
A lone revolutionary rarely accomplishes such a feat.
But it can accomplish more than none.
Mm, that's all hopeful thinking. Whoever's pulling the strings of these
That's why I
reins.
said it can, not will.
So I kind of just raise my book to hoping that she succeeds, I suppose.
I'm with you.
But I mean, were you maybe looking for a master by any chance?
A master?
Just
Oh no, no. I'm gonna rule the world.
you want to rule the world too?
I don't want to. I'm going to.
What? Okay. Oh, hold on. What makes you think you can do that? Huh? What makes you so sure of yourself?
I've studied. I have a
Yeah, so
plan.
have I.
I'm gonna carry out the plan, which is why I'm here. And yeah, I'm carrying out my plan right now.
Oh yeah, that has to do with the four cardinal directions.
As stated in this, yes, and I hold up the book.
Mind if I look at the thing? Mind if I give that a little look at? Huh?
Sure.
I take it. I look at it. What do I see in the book? Do I glean anything?
It's in a language you don't know.
Is oh, it's in a
I
special
activate
language.
Paragon Surge to make myself smarter.
No, I was just messing. I mean, I don't know what language it's in. I know I had a list.
Kind of assumed it was in common. Um,
I activate Paragon Surge so I can read it faster. I don't know.
Either way, I'm gonna say roll a wisdom or intelligence check.
All right. 15.
So you can tell it's a big book. It's very thick. You skim some pages. I don't know how long Crown Check is willing to let you continue to look at it. Depending on how long he allows you to look through it.
Hang on. I'll roll a d20, and whatever page flip she gets to, I'll take it back. How's that? Or should I do it? Yeah,
Your choice.
2. So you
Okay.
get.
So you flip through the first couple pages, and as you're reading them, you hear mention. You figure out that this is kind of like a biography. Is that the right word? An autobiography?
Autobiography if he wrote it himself.
Yeah. Yeah, an autobiography slash kind of almost reads like a diary, but it's written properly like an autobiography would be. Um, I don't know if we actually came up with a name for the guy, but that's basically all you can manage out of it is some autobiography about some guy who is very egotistical before Crown Tech then
Lord
takes it back from
Kierstaken.
you. That guy.
Lord
Lord
Kierstaken.
Kierstaken. I mean, I imagine I see his name on the cover of the book. So, like, I ask, as soon as Kromtech takes the book from my hands, I'm like,
Oh, I asked for.
hmm.
I asked for it back.
I politely give it back. I'm like, so who is this Lord Kierstaken?
Oh, he's someone who ruled the world like a couple hundred years ago.
and whose name might have been erased from memory because I've never heard of him.
He's very well known where I'm from. He's very sought
Oh,
after. I'm not sure if I know he ruled this continent before, but I'm not sure how long he stayed here after he gained his power. I mean, this is a very large world, after all. You haven't even heard of, you know, people from outside this continent.
true. No, I kind of smile a little whimsically. I'm like, give me one little second. I pull out Zern. Zern, have you heard of Lord Verstappen?
Kirstaken. Kirstakken.
Kurstaken?
Kirstaken. Yep.
Kurstaken. Have you heard of a Lord Kurstaken?
You guys earned that.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, that bastard fucking sent me to the cave.
Wait.
oh, no, that's not what happened. Zern ignores you, but you can tell clearly that he's not ignoring you out of his usual spite, but he just doesn't want to answer you.
Nah, maybe I reached my question quota of the day. He's a little grouchy. Don't mind him.
Who?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Master Zern Dreadfall, leader of the Dreadfall Covenant, the most dreadful sorcerer Barntome has ever known.
Jaren, yeah, I've heard of him.
You've heard of him? Like you visit his museum and seen them make a mockery of his mountain? Is that what you mean?
No, I've heard a lot of things. I mean, I've studied history, like expansive history.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the Circle Six.
You know about the Circle of Six?
I mean, the history books, certain history books describe him.
Okay, that's so cool. That's so cool. I say under my breath. Okay, well, I mean, reading about them, how scary did they seem?
Uh, to
Pretty scary,
the
right?
to the you know, untrained brain, they're pretty scary. They That being said, they did have a flaw in their plan.
Flaw?
Oh yeah, it's no biggie. I mean, they're long gone by now, but like, yeah,
I mean, aside from being long gone, what would that flaw be?
it's in my notes, which I don't seem to have with me today. If I could acquire those back, then I can convey what my studies have shown. But they, like I said, the books that I have that I studied, they've been gone for a long time. Um, and yeah, I remember taking notes of it, but that's about it.
And you just lost them somewhere on a trail?
I'm more or less when I washed up on the beach 2 days ago.
Well, maybe some sort of collector brought it over to the museum or the library and sold it to them. Maybe we'll find it there.
Long
I don't know.
chance, but maybe.
It's a long shot, but first I gotta see what this little site south is all about before we think about any of that.
Wait, so I forget. Have you actually been to this city that we're going to?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. I helped build the place.
You were
Ah,
also there like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I was also there like 2 months ago. It's a lot different than when I built it.
ah,
Or
ah, ah.
started building it. Nobody's gonna tell you I built it. They're jelly. Just keep that
that
in
was a
mind.
response to what you just said, and I completely forgot what you just said.
Yeah, I've been there 2 weeks ago, and a long time ago. Nobody's going to tell you I was there a long time ago, though.
Like, oh well, I mean, I'd be more than interested to see if they. I too would be interested in their library and just to see what. I mean, I'm here on an adventure. I want to explore. You know, the more I see, the more I get to take in. The more I get to
Well,
learn.
your first impression should definitely be in Lizard City. What's the name of the place?
I don't know. I suck at naming things, dude. Let's see. Did I give it a name?
You did.
I thought you did.
Let me see if I can find it.
Asgaroth, I think.
It's,
Heagonia.
Yep, Heagonia.
Your first impression of this continent should definitely be in Heagonia. Much better than the capital city, which doesn't even have a proper name. Just capital city. After all,
I thought
it's
the
Golden
sign
Hill.
showed Golden Hill.
I
Yeah.
thought Golden Hill was the capital of the capital city.
Well, the actual Golden Hill of Golden Hill is where the nobles live. It's a hill that looks like it's made out of gold,
Oh,
but it's
okay,
like
so it's like
golden
New York,
grass.
New York.
It's not named.
Okay,
It's like a gold hill in the middle
Oh.
of town.
Okay, I didn't know.
Anyways, I chime in and saying, well, I mean, it's too late for first impressions. You know, Golden. I already had mine in the last city we're in, and I believe it was called Golden Hill. At least that's what the signs showed.
Were you there very long?
Once again, I was there for one night, and then you stumbled across my path.
One night too many.
And,
Heagonia is great.
And you said you could guide me to the south.
Yeah. Kind of.
So does that person you were talking to help you with your memory?
Oh, you mean Zern?
Yeah.
I mean, he helps me get the wheels turning.
Okay.
Once you know as much as I do, it becomes hard sifting through the vast wealth of knowledge that one has. He's almost like a metal detecting spell in a hay pile full of nothing but one metal needle.
Okay, so you brought up the circle of six. And you were talking to your sword. Is your sword a not a casket, capsule of Zern, or was it from Zern, or I'm confused.
I get up real close and I begin to whisper, come closer.
Like it's no one's around us. Why do you need to whisper?
Because he is Zern.
So it's a capsule.
Yeah, of sorts.
It's containing the person.
Yeah.
Or is it just containing the soul?
Well, I mean, such a point, it becomes a bit semantic. Thought you'd be a little bit more surprised by that revelation.
I mean, I'm very intrigued. May I look at it? Him?
I mean, we're both trapped in this carriage. What are you gonna do here?
I mean, I'm not gonna take it off your dead body if that's what you're asking.
Melt it. Destroy Zern.
I mean, that's a good idea. And I kind of look at it. And what quality is the blade that she just handed me?
It's an onyx blade. It's made purely out of onyx metal with black leather wrapped hilts. She's never taken care of it, but because it's enchanted with Zern's soul, he kind of upkeeps it, so it's got a good edge and shines in the light. It does have an engraving on it as well from her runic work, so it has a basic runic engraving on it as well.
I kind of look in awe because this is a fine piece of material that, or fine weapon that kind of reminds me of, it like encompasses Zern from what I've read in the books or whatever.
You can also tell just by looking at Drucilla that she has two other pieces of pure onyx equipment. She has onyx greaves on her feet and onyx gauntlets on her hands as well.
Okay, I'll take a note of that, but I'm focusing on the blade. I'm like, hello, hello.
Gonna talk
Uh,
to you.
Does it talk? Does he talk?
Only to me
since you
because he likes me
since
so much.
you have telepathic link, you hear a surprised older man's voice. He goes, "You can speak to me."
Since I realize that it's not verbally and telepathically, I respond. I'm like, apparently I can. Hello.
No.
He goes, "Oh, thank the gods! Get me away from that incompetent girl."
What the fuck? Give me that back.
Well, you can't hear this. He's talking to her. He's talking to um. Fuck, I forgot your name again.
Cromtech.
Cromtech.
Comtech.
Yeah, he's talking to Cromtech. You can't hear him.
Shit.
I'm like,
You think that Cromtech is just staring at the blade, admiring your fancy onyx blade, because as far as you know, the only one who can talk to the spirit is you.
Okay, in that case,
Because
I just like smile at him like he only talks to people he likes.
yeah, because
but
she heard initially like, hey, hi, can you
hello,
talk?
yeah.
So then I
Yeah. So
respond.
but
I'm like, oh, yeah, I can talk to you. Wait, you don't like this one?
she's incompetent. She walks around talking about how she's a dark lord, but without me and the others, she'd have no power. Take me away, and I will grant you unlimited dark powers. I want you to roll a charisma check, though.
Interesting. A 14.
Okay, so it doesn't. You feel a pressure. Like you normally can't talk to what's inside of you, but it is sensing that another spirit is trying to persuade you to join him. So, but your charisma is
Ooh.
high enough and you have enough control that nothing bad is happening, but you can feel this pressure building in your head where you generally feel the spirit's power and it's like pushing against you the more you talk to Zern. And then
Ooh.
at the same time, Zern is like begging you to take him away from Drusilla, as well as offering you all his knowledge in the dark arts.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's intense. I say back to him like, interesting. She's competent.
Wait,
Huh?
are you talking to my
I
sword?
said, well, she's still speaking. He's still speaking mentally. You can't tell anything. Um,
Incompetent.
you said competent.
I said incompetent.
I heard competent.
Oh
Sorry,
no,
my bad.
she's incompetent to you. And see, dark power is not my thing. But you said others. What do you mean by that?
She has two more of the circle trapped in her other onyx equipment. I think she's trying to collect us all and sap our power for her own gain.
She
As he
has half of the circle of 6.
as you continue to communicate, roll another charisma check.
16.
Okay, so you manage to keep it down, but it's starting to become kind of like a dull headache, almost like a throbbing. The more you talk to Zern, um, Zern goes, yes, yes. With my help, she managed to capture Z-Necro, and then she was recently gifted the gauntlets, or was it the Greaves? I don't know. One of the other pieces. Recently gifted the other piece by the
Like,
granddaughter of the man who slew me in the first
fuck.
place.
The Greaves, the gauntlets were Z-Necro.
Okay, yeah, the Greaves then. She was recently given the Greaves by the granddaughter of the man who slew me, and made it so that I had to teach her how to trap my soul in this blade just so I could live. At this point, Drusilla, like, you're starting to get a little anxious.
Yeah,
Granted, you don't know what's going on, but
yeah. I was
Crom
about to say.
has been holding your blade for a little while now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, my eye twitches a little bit. I'm like, hey, I can't let you touching this thing too much. It's delicate piece of work. It's made for fighting only. Also, he doesn't talk to people he doesn't like. Give me that back.
Before she grabs it, since I'm as the headache is starting to approach, I want to, or is here, I want to ask Zern, uh, is he able to communicate with you, or do the other two have voices? Like, is Zern the only one able to communicate, or are the other two, do they have voices or just powers?
Are you asking Drusilla?
No, Zern.
Okay. Um, Zern goes, only Z-Necro actually talks to her. But the others being quiet for their own reasons. Uh, Technically, she can talk to any one of the three without problems, including myself.
Um, at this point, I see Drusilla getting nervous and whatever, and she's like, I'm not hearing her because I'm focusing on Zern, but I see she's talking like, kind of like, hey, I kind of want it back. So I'm like, I say back to Zern, I'm like, I appreciate the talk, and I hand it back to.
As you're handing him back, he starts to scream vindictively at you. He's like, "No, no, don't give me back to her. No, you must take me away. If you don't take me away, I will find a way to kill you." And you kind of start to see Zern's true colors popping out as you're giving him back to Drusilla. Drusilla, once you put hand on his handle, you hear the ends of him screaming, "I will kill you." You do not know that Cromtech could talk to him, but you do once you have him, you hear him threatening to kill Cromtech. You don't know why, you just know that he's threatening it.
I'm a little weirded out by that, and I think maybe now's a good time to stop flapping my jaw, and I kind of give Kromtech a weird look, and I put Zern back in his sheath. And it's like, nice piece of work, yeah.
Well, technically, all she heard was "I will kill you," and she can assume that it's to me if she thinks that I can talk to. But he's not saying
No,
like "I
like
will kill you," Cromtech is.
no, he wasn't screaming Cromtech, but I more so mean like she can feel that he is screaming at you. She doesn't know that you can actually hear him though.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So Zern could be yelling for any reason. She just doesn't know that you can actually
I
hear
mean, he
him.
usually is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, a nice piece of work, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fantastic looking uh sword there. High
Yeah.
quality. It
As soon as Zern is out of your hands, you can still feel the pressure, almost like the spirit is displeased with you, but it's no longer starting to cause pain. It's almost like a disappointing glare from your parents.
I kind of like as that's happening, I kind of give it like a little like chill or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, that's onyx is not a very common material that's used in especially sword crafting unless they're at like a higher level of a guard type scenario. Um, I do notice that you have two other onyx onyx pieces of armor.
Can I sense motive on Cromtech? Because I want to see if Drucilla's starting to get the heebie-jeebies yet.
You're welcome to.
I want to see if he's
Good luck.
interested in maybe
Wow.
taking
Yeah.
anything from me or
Make the
abusing
roll.
it. Okay. Ooh, a 3.
Yeah, you rolled a 2. Crown Tech rolled a natural 20. So you feel that he is just being curious and friendly, and you do have a bit of the heebie-jeebies because he was holding on to Zern for so long. But after looking at him and kind of squinting at him a little bit, you're like, maybe he's just a curious guy. I mean, my armor is pretty unique and cool. I mean, who else walks around with full Onyx gear? And at least 3 pieces of Onyx gear, and you kind of start to build up your own little ego about it, and you feel like it's perfectly natural for people to be asking you these kind of questions.
You know, you're right. You're absolutely right. Voice in my head, it is. I am, after all, the best. Uh, so, Cromtech, I'm glad you noticed. These are actually
Go ahead, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
These are actually trapped with the souls of other circles of the 6 members. I try to contain my laughter.
I kind of make a or fake a like astonished look, like, wait, and I kind of count in my head while pointing, like, 3? You have 3 members,
Yes. Yes, I do.
and have you mastered their powers yet, or have you just dabbled, or have you even attained all their powers yet?
I mean, it's not immediately relevant so much as the fact that I have their powers in my possession. That is quite vast.
Okay, I was just curious because I feel like someone who's acquired and mastered the powers of 1, let alone 3 of the Circle of 6 would be able to configure something more than just a giant fire orb.
I mean, of course, I should expect you to notice just how powerful they are, even within my capable hands. You haven't even noticed I've grown a full inch since tapping into the power of Zern.
Can we take a time out? I really have to pee.
Go for it.
Like, an inch isn't a big deal, but I love to brag about it.
All right, yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Last time I'm like, you haven't even noticed I've grown a full inch since tapping into the power and knowledge of Zern.
Um,
Of course, you wouldn't notice the power of the others held within.
as myself, who is like 6'4", like yeah, I've only known you for a day. I would not have noticed that. Less than a day.
Like, hey, like, it's not. I don't have to rub it in.
And I'm telling you that.
Buddy, I'm playing D&D, okay? I'm
Um,
sorry, buddy, but I'll pay attention later. I love you.
Should have a little bit more respect about the height of people with power like my own.
I'm not saying anything against your height. You're the one who brought it up. But I'm just being honest. Like, I've known you for a couple hours now. I don't think you've grown that much since I've known you.
You wouldn't notice such important details, so of course you wouldn't notice that my other Onyx articles contain immense power. It's very hard to notice such things.
I mean, I can tell they're unique, but like going back, like once again, I'm 6'4". Like unless you go from like 6'3" to 6'4" or something close, like I'm not gonna notice that inch. Like you're like 5'6". Like, what are you 5'5", 5'6", 5'7"? I don't know. You're in the same ballpark.
Okay, well, you know, the magic's in the details, just like the magic's inside these awesome Onyx articles of armor.
So, who else besides Zern of the circle do you currently possess? Then,
Okay. Clearly, you need it spelled out for you. I possess the power of Z Necro, master of death and undeath.
all right.
And Z Necro is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
if you have, the powers of the Z Necro, let's see the army of skeletons outside this window. I mean, it's more than easy to cast. Like, we have a wide open field over here. Like, should be like 2 seconds.
Z Necro's power is a little shy.
I have
I
look
mean, maybe-
outside, look back at her. Look outside, look back at her.
No, like maybe he doesn't want to show it off right now, you know?
But I thought you had the power.
Well, I have the power, but it's like trying to maybe you're like a really cool singer and you're trying to like raise up your voice. You know you can do it, but like you're in front of a crowd and it's hard to do it. Something like that.
So you're saying you have stage fright?
I mean, that particular talent of mine might have a little bit of stage fright.
I bluff check. I'm not trying to bluff. I'm trying to sense bluff. So,
But he's not bluffing. He said that power has stage fright.
no, I'm seeing if he actually can control that power.
I guess. Go for it.
Uh,
Both you roll charisma.
an 8.
Knowing my luck, you probably win. Oh, barely
You won.
lost.
You
9.
it's not a definitive yes or no. It's more of a, well, you don't believe him, but you don't feel that he's lying either.
Can I say that, like, I agree he has the power, but the fact that he isn't showing it, that she isn't showing it, makes me doubt her.
Yeah, that works
Okay.
just fine.
Okay. Okay, continue. Sorry, that was in the midst of, you were about to show me the meta-wise. You were on your way to talk about the Greaves.
Third one, the Onyx Greaves. Imagine this: a box that can hold anything inside of it. The possibilities are endless. It could have the power to engulf the entire world in a shadow of darkness. And let your mind wander from there, the possibilities, because it could literally be anything. That's the third member of the Circle of Six I contain.
That's a really fancy way of saying you have no fucking clue.
Yeah, it is.
I'm confused. So, like, a glorified bag of holding, box of holding, I guess. But I'm not so much familiar with that. What's the name? The name probably usually rings a bell for me more.
Onyx Greaves?
Yeah, the member of the six that are encased in them.
I mean, the tomes of the Circle of Six are hazy at best, and the Greaves themselves are quite the mystery. Like I said, it could be any member of the Circle of Six outside of Zern and Z Necro.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, So what you're saying is you have a third,
Exactly.
but you're not sure which out of the 4 that are left that you have.
Yes, even with my vast knowledge and power, even I don't know what kind of power lies within.
Oh, then, my friend, you need to start reading some more. Because as I've stated before, I have notes upon each member of the Circle of Six from the books I've read.
Oh,
So, I mean,
Oh,
if you would be able to mention their name or whatever, I could, recollect back on my notes and be familiar enough to converse about, but not know enough to be detailed about. Like I said, I don't have my notes with me. They got lost.
oh, oh. Okay, this changes things significantly. Where was the last place you remember keeping those notes?
Um, they were on me as I was crossing the ocean.
How close is Heagonia to the ocean?
It's in the swamplands, but yeah, it after that it connects to the ocean.
It's east of the capital.
Possible.
Hmm?
East of the capital.
No, Heagonia is south.
Oh, here going. Yeah, that one. Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
it's south of the capital, which leads to the swamplands, which lead to the ocean to the south.
Yeah, because the
Possible. We'll
ocean,
get a lead.
this continent's technically surrounded by the ocean.
Yep, ocean and mountains. There you go.
Possible during our visit to Heagonia, we'll get a lead to these notes of yours.
That's if they even made it to this continent.
Are you not troubled by the loss of this information at all? You seem very nonchalant about all this.
Like I said, those notes were like me studying for a test. They're not pertinent to my mission. I've acquired the knowledge of them at one point. I'm familiar with what they contained, but the level of detail that they went into, I don't need.
Hmm. Maybe it's just like a list of names. If that's all it was, then maybe it's not so important. All the same, I'd rather follow up on that lead if we get to Heagonia.
List of names, list of powers, and what they control amongst their time.
Hmm. Very saucy details. I'm surprised. You seem to know quite a bit. More about the Circle of Six than anyone I've ever met, in fact.
I
And
mean,
yet, they seem an afterthought to you.
well, yeah,
Where did you study?
I was an apprentice. I was an apprentice to one of the renowned historians of my land, which has come and gone. I mean, they were, like I said, the Circle of Six were impressive at the time that I learned about them. But upon more research and whatnot, found out that they had a not glaring, but a pretty big flaw in their plan.
Oh, we glossed over that small detail. What
So,
was that flaw?
I told you before, like I don't remember. It's in my notes.
Oh, of course, that's why we glossed over it.
I don't remember. It wasn't pertinent to me, so yeah.
Well, Cromtech, you have caught my interest. And that is no small feat. I will humor your boasts of these cardinal, uh, directional points of interest. See what merits they may have. And then maybe we may perform some sort of alliance of evil and take over this lands together.
See, I'm not sure you know, as one person who's said to be able to summon a skeletal servant or have the powers as the necro and cannot display it at will, it kind of concerns me. Who's to say that I should just be better off on my own after we hit this insert name of Lizard City here.
Eogonia.
You cut out at the beginning. What?
Eogonia.
Hiegonia.
I'm starting to lose my patience. Listen here, Cromtech. Outside of that asshole pulling off those raids, you're not going to find another Dark Lord to align with anywhere else here. I'm your only safe bet.
Aligning with the Dark Lord. What's in it
I'm
for?
all there is.
What's in it for me?
I mean, good luck taking over this world on your own. I've seen some of the heroes out there.
I mean, I'm not ready now.
And you won't be on your own.
True, if I'm on my own, but that's a hazy area. I'm not so sure about that one yet. I don't think when my plan is over, I don't think I will be alone. And I kind of like look off.
I kind of grimace and raise an eyebrow. And I'm not happy. I go back to reading my book in a grump. We'll see when we see what your little thing in the south is all about. I go back reading my book.
So you guys are done?
I say, okay. At this point, I want to look out the window to see if the swamps are getting closer.
Well, no, you guys are gonna be stopping at a halfway point. The carriage does not go all the way to the swamps.
Oh, okay.
So you guys have been chatting for a good while, and you are nearing in on what looks like a small village. Nothing too major. You can kind of see as you're looking out the window. You see some small farms, obviously to produce food for the local village. Some people are out tending the farms. I was thinking about doing a battle, but you guys roleplayed that really, really well. So
Thank you.
I think I'm just gonna allow you guys to go to the town. Um, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Honestly, we still have some things we have to iron out with your character,
Just
like
then, I
armor
feel like
class
I
and
feel a
everything.
little aching in my legs, so I decided to go out and battle some like swamp toads real quick.
We gotta work. We gotta work on your armor and everything, though. So I feel really comfortable saying you guys arrive at the midpoint village, and this is a good place to cut it. That'll give me time to really work more with developing Cromtech's story in the world, as well as figuring out which way to push Drucilla for the Circle of Six. Um, before we get too far into anything else major.
I mean, that's all quite a bit down the road, but
Yeah.
I absolutely love every bit of that.
That was a really good roleplay session. You guys played that really well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
You freaked me out, not gonna lie.
I freaked you out?
No, TheManBear, and the fact that Zern talked back to me. I was just trying to look at the piece of like the sword and the quality of it, and all of a sudden Zern's talking to me.
See, that came to me like in a split second. I was like, wait, he's got a telepathic link. I could really do something with this. And maybe it becomes something. Maybe you try to steal Zern, or maybe your spirit and Zern get in a fight somehow. I mean, it opens up a world of possibilities of both
that scares me.
Either conflict or maybe cooperation between you and Drucilla.
Zern and my spirit getting in fight, that scares me.
Yeah. And especially since apparently they've been around in the same timeline, which I'm gonna have to work into my my original baseline I have for this campaign.
Yeah, I just gave you a shit ton more work.
Yeah, you did. You really fucking did. But I got time, so I'm not worried about it. And knowing me, I'm going to procrastinate it into about a week before my next campaign starts anyway.
You have a spirit. You and your spirit, me and my Zerg, it's like the most aggressive long-term double date there ever will be. A long-term double date.
So yeah, for my closing, you guys just got to meet Kromtek, and got more explanation of his story than I thought you would on his first real session.
Try to keep some of it out, but
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna cut it there. This will be the end of Barntome. Starting next week, we start up with Powerless. So I will leave my closing off for Donnie Danger to give you a little hype for what we're gonna be doing next week.
Hey, yo, fellas. So, this Dungeons and Dragons campaign coming up next is not like anything that we've been doing for the past almost, you know, 2 years, almost 2 years. Well, actually, it's only been about 11 months, really, but it feels like 2 years. Anyways, it's about superpowers, superheroes. It's not like knights and sorcerers. There's laser beams, there's mad scientists. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot more different, quite a bit more different than anything you've been used to. I think you'll enjoy it.
And just when you think he got it down, he's gonna change our abilities.
Yep. Frequency, by the way, you're not super fast anymore. You got super strength. You're also a toad mutant.
Oh, eat me. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's it. Am I closing? Am I doing this now? Am I closing out these
You're gonna be taking over from now on. Opening
Alright.
and closing.
All right. Well,
so yeah,
that's
get your
it.
pen and paper ready because
Yeah.
those recaps.
Until next time, I'm powerless. This has been AED&D.
Also, guys, don't forget we have our YouTube channel and we have our podcast. If you want to comment or
Tweet
any
me.
sort of,
Tweet me. Tweet Borks
Uh,
at Borks_17. Probably the
or
fastest way.
leave a comment on the YouTube channel under whatever episode. I do check it weekly, and
Yeah, well, I check it daily.
Bork checks it daily. I check it weekly, and if you leave a comment under any of the videos there, it'll be easier for us to get than if you leave comments on the podcast.
I mean, most places don't allow you to leave comments. I figured out you can leave a rating of sorts, but like you can't leave a comment. Only certain like things.
Did not know that.
I was looking it up because I was curious after last week. But yeah, feel free to tweet me at Borks_17. Then I'll see that right away. Then I'll probably respond to you too.
There you go. That's an even easier way to get in touch with us if you have any questions, comments, or complaints.
And then I'll yell at these two.
You do that anyway, just off camera.
That just gives me more reason to be like, hey, by the way, this person said this. What do you respond, DM?
Lasers, lots of them. Everybody dead.
Okay. I'm not gonna say I'm not relieved to be passing the torch. It'll be nice to just play for a bit.
Yeah, it'll be different. This will be the first time doing a session on stream for me, so it'll be a lot to catch up on for you guys. Hopefully, it's a smooth transition.
You got this. Let's just say more people will be hearing your descriptions and your monologues and stuff than just us two. So that's more people to appreciate them.
There you go.
There
You can flex your mental muscle for once instead of just your arm muscles.
hey, speaking of which.
And on that note, all right, guys, I'll see you later. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, give 5-star, whatever. Yeah, talk to y'all later. See ya.